Oops, right? You already know that.
Yeah, I know some basic stuff
Oh,
of that.
what about HTML? You are already worked on that?
Yeah. While working with Ruby on Rails, I have got to learn few things about HTML, and yeah, I had a VBA in Excel class. So
Okay, that basic knowledge is enough. I'm just asking for whether you know or not. That's it. Okay.
yeah,
And
okay.
what about the database? Have you used any database to store data?
Yes, I've been using SQL.
SQL. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, if you are having these knowledge, you can take up this course very easily. No problem. Are you belongs to computer science and engineering stream?
Yes, my bachelor's is in a different stream, but my master's is in computer science.
Okay, then that is not an issue. You can easily take up this course. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, so as Ruby on Rails is not a new thing to you, so I'm just going to give you what we are going to learn, why this is having some good demand in the market, and what is the things we are going to learn in this. Like that, we are going to check something. Okay,
Okay.
fine. So Ruby on Rails is one of the framework which is developed to develop your web application. See, earlier days we have used lots of websites, but right now we are using web applications, right? We are using lots of web applications like Facebook, Twitter, and Gmail. So everything is called a web application. So web application means we are going to do something interactively with the websites. So those things are called as web applications right now. Web applications, mobile applications, so something like that. So why we are going for this Ruby on Rails? Because already available softwares and then frameworks like .NET and then PHP and then J2EE, these things are there. Then why we are going for Ruby on Rails? So you should know that reason first, okay? Because
Okay.
um, building web applications using Ruby on Rails is very simple. So first thing you need to know about Rails is simplicity. So whenever you are working on other frameworks like J2EE or PHP, the developer need to spend lot of effort whenever doing the initial part like setup, configuration or database setup, linking the backend database. Like that, the developer need to put lot of effort for that. But in Ruby on Rails, whenever you are building the web application, you will be feeling very fun. So fun means you will love the way you code. Okay, so it's very simple to understand. Anyone with basic knowledge of HTML and then OOPS and then just one database can easily able to learn Rails in short term. So nearly within 2 months you can able to become a master and you can able to create your own web application. So building web application using Ruby on Rails is very easy, and it's going to be a fun experience. So the developer will feel very simple with that. Okay. So Ruby on Rails means simplicity. Okay,
Okay.
because other programming languages and everything is there. Why it's having high demand in the market means it's due to its simplicity. It's having the high demand in the market. See, we are having Java and PHP, everything is there. So whenever you are working on big projects, whenever you are going for Java, that would be great. But for small projects or for startup projects, still if you are going for Java or PHP, that kind of stuff, it will cost effective. Okay, so that's why small companies who are having some startup projects will go for this one. For example, you already worked on a movie review application. Okay,
Yes.
for movie review application, if they are going for J2E or PHP with some costly servers, then that is not the cost effective and it will take lots of time to complete the project. Okay,
Yeah.
so due to that constraint as well, they are just looking for alternate way. Okay, so that alternate way is Ruby on Rails. Okay, fine.
Okay.
And when we're talking about Rails, you should know it's a full stack framework. Full stack means it's kind of a software or framework which will be loaded with all the stuffs by default. So whenever you are working with J2EE or PHP or some other language, you need to depend on lots of third-party tools and servers or whatever it is. But Rails is preloaded with all the necessary stuff by itself. Okay, so the
Yeah.
full stack, it is there. So for example, configuration, server configuration, testing, memory management, security. So these kind of things are already preloaded with Rails by default. So there is no need for you to depend on any third-party tools or services. Okay, so that is the first reason why we are using this Rails. First one is simplicity, and it's a full stack framework. We don't need to rely on any third-party tools. Okay, so these are the main two reasons. So whenever you are talking about a Ruby on Rails, the definition in single word you can give is Rails is a full stack framework. Okay, so this full stack framework is used to develop your web application according to MVC. You should know this concept, MVC,
Yes,
model
yes.
view controller. This is the architecture. So model view means that is a backend database you are using to save the data. View means that is a HTML files you are seeing in your browser, and controller is the middleman where you are going to write your business logics. Okay, so this is just an introduction about Ruby on Rails. So you should know some initial stuff like Ruby is written in, Rails is written in the programming language called Ruby. So I am talking about the simplicity, right? So the
Yeah.
simplicity is coming from this Ruby only, because Ruby code is very simple to simple whenever you are comparing with Java or PHP. Okay, so the comparison is very simple. The coding part is very simple with Ruby. That's why Rails is written in Ruby programming language. Okay, so the entire Rails framework is written in Ruby programming language. You should know that. Ruby is a object-oriented programming language like C++ or Java or C#. Similar to that, Ruby is one of the programming language. Okay, so Ruby is a separate track. Rails is a separate track. Why we are having this name Ruby on Rails means Rails is written in Ruby. That's why we are having this name. Okay, and on July 2004, David Heinemeier Hansen, this youngster, DHH, has released Ruby on Rails. Okay, it's not belongs to any company or anyone. It's just a single man army. He's an youngster. He has written this whole framework by himself itself. Okay, so that's called Rails. So that is easily provide you the quick way to develop your web applications. Okay, so nearly 12 years has been completed. Still Rails is rocking due to its simplicity. Okay, so as I talked to you about the Ruby programming language, so you need to take the Ruby on Rails into two terms. One is Ruby, another one is Rails. So what do you mean by Ruby? So it's a object-oriented programming language, we know. Then why we are using this Ruby? So first one, I talked about the simplicity. Second one, you will be writing very less code. So whenever you are working with Java, I'm going to give you a simple example how Ruby is very simple comparing with Java or PHP or some other programming language. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm just going to write a simple Java program to display your name for 3 times. For example, if I'm making a Java file, I'm going to write this something like this, and uh, maybe we need to print for I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus, something like this, and we need to make a system dot out dot println. So for example, I'm just printing Ruby for 3 times, and I need to close it. Sorry. So here, and then closing bracket, and then closing bracket. So this is just a simple Java program. So I am just writing a importing of the corresponding files, and then public static void main functionality. After that, I am having a for loop structure. Inside that, I am having that printing Ruby, and then closing bracket, and then closing bracket of the public main function. So after this one, I need to save the file with the .java extension, and I need to execute the code, and then sorry, I need to compile the code, and then I need to execute the code. I think these steps you already know. So whenever you are working on C# as well, you will do the compilation, then you will be
Yes.
doing the
Yeah.
execution.
Okay.
So this is the way to do that. But in Ruby, so once you have installed Ruby, you can quickly do that via your command prompt. For example, I'm just doing the same in another file. You can see that puts, sorry, we are going to print 3 times, right? So 3 dot times puts Ruby. Okay, so I'm just going to write it in a single file. So save this file with example, maybe sample.rb. So I'm just storing the file, and whenever I'm running the code, I will be getting the output. It's Ruby. Okay,
Mm.
so here I'm writing 8 lines of code. Can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8? But here the Ruby code is having only one
One
line.
line.
Even it don't have any kind of importing any functionalities, public static void main or something, no main functionality, no need for the open brace, close brace, comma, terminator, separator, nothing. So it's a straightforward one. Okay,
Mm.
so even if you are using for loop in Ruby, that is also very simple. For I in 1 to 10, 1 to 3, okay, puts I with the end keyword. So this is the looping structure. Even here also, if I'm trying to print 1 to 3 or 1 to 10 or whatever it is, I'm going to do it in its 3 lines. Not I don't need 8 lines of code. So very simple. So this kind of, can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. This is the
Mm.
output. So for this for loop, I need to do 7, 8 lines of code. Here I am doing it in a single line or 3 lines maximum. So
Mm.
that is the simplicity you will be seeing in the Ruby code. So it's a straightforward one. You don't need to compile the code because it is an interpreter language. Interpreter language means you can able to what we can say. You can able to you don't need to convert your code into machine code. So compilation is the process of converting your logic into machine code, because Java cannot understand your logic. So that can understand only machine language. But here Ruby can understand your code directly. It can do the interpretation of each and every line you are using, right? So that is
Yes.
called interpretation. Okay, so the interpreted language. Ruby is a interpreted language. No need for the compilation step. Okay, you can do the direct execution. And if you are doing direct execution, definitely it will save your time. The developer will spend less time on the execution part. Okay,
Mm.
so they will be writing very less code. Can you see the syntax? It is very simple and straightforward. So the
Yes.
error-based syntax as well, you can see that 3 dot times puts Ruby. From the line itself, you can understand. We are going to put Ruby for 3 times.
Two
It's
times.
just a straightforward syntax. Here, if you are working with Java or anything, public static void main. Do you know the meaning of this one? No.
Mm.
It should be there. It should be there, and we are using that. We never ask question why we are using public static void main. So that is the main functionality. But what about the static void? So we cannot raise any questions. So if you want to use that, you need to use that. The syntax will be much complicated to understand and memorize. But here the Ruby syntax are very simple. So it will be having very simple and powerful semantics. Simplicity, you will be writing very less code. It is an interpretation language, so you don't need to spend much time on the Ruby code. Okay, that's why the Rails framework is written in this particular Ruby language, right? So the main purpose of Ruby is designed to make the programmer happy. So when the programmer will be happy, if they are writing very less code, okay, if they are able to do all the things on time, if they are able to debug the code very simply, then the programmer will be feeling happy. That's why we are using this Ruby with the Rails part. Can you get it? So that's
Yes.
why Ruby on Rails is very simple, easy to use. Okay. So as you are in this after the fresher stage, you will be having some kind of question that which course we can choose for right now. So I
Mm.
told you have chosen the unique course, which is a Rails, because Rails is having lots of demand in the market, especially in US. So whenever you are doing the comparison between the other courses, Ruby on Rails is having high priority in the job market. I think you know that. So
Yeah.
it's having high priority in the job market. More job openings are there. And one more thing, the entire learning period is very short. So within 2 months, you can able to understand the whole stuff, and you can able to create your own web applications. Okay. So the learning point is very short. I'm not blaming others, like I'm not blaming Java, or I'm not blaming PHP. Okay. I'm just telling the truth. Ruby on Rails is somewhat better than those things. Okay. So I'm not blaming Ruby on Rails is the best, not like that. It's one of the best, like that I'm telling.
Okay.
Right. And but you should know some facts about the job market. So in the last few years, Ruby related jobs are having high trend in the market. So especially whenever you are taking the last 10 years, okay, from January 2006 to the 2016, Ruby related jobs are very high paying jobs, and it's having lots of uh, I mean lots of openings in the job market. Okay, so I have taken this from Indeed.com. Even you can check it by yourself as well. So it's having, these are some statistics I'm showing. Okay, and whenever you are talking about the developer growth of Ruby on Rails, so nearly around 2013, nearly in 2 years back, 3 years back, nearly 4 billion people are using Ruby on Rails. Still its count is growing because people like you, like freshers or who is already working on with Rails or Java or PHP are migrating to Ruby on Rails because lots of job openings are there, lots of projects are there, lots of companies are having the lots of projects, but there is a demand for the developers. That's why. Okay, so it's having a good trend in the market right now. Okay, and you may have questions why this is best like that. So I'm just in development point of view, I'm going to give you some structure how this PHP and Java or how this Ruby on Rails is better than the PHP and Java we are regularly talking about. Okay, so
Okay.
whenever you are talking about the development, the first thing you will be talking about is scaling. So scaling means initial efforts and then configuration setup, everything will be coming under the scaling. So
Okay.
scaling, the time calculation, everything will come under the scaling. So whenever you are working on Rails, you can able to make your application very quickly. So the scaling, initial setups, everything will take small time. So the scaling efforts will be very less. Okay, as it's very easy to use, you can write simple code on time. The development speed is very high comparing with PHP or Java. So development tools which are necessary for developing stuff is very less because it's a full stack framework. It comes with all the tools by default. So you don't need to do that tools again and again. Don't need to go for the external tools. So the development tools will be very less. And once you have written the code, the maintainability of the code, that is debugging and fixing the issues, those issues are very simple. Any user with proper knowledge on Ruby on Rails can understand your code. Even you can debug my code, I can debug your code. So it's an open one. Okay, so anyone can work on the maintainability. So based on these factors, Rails is having the best outcomes. That's why we are telling Ruby on Rails is having best outcomes comparing with famous programming languages like PHP or Java, right? So that is the one you need to know. So in simple words, we can say in this Ruby on Rails, you will be learning simple and powerful tool. So it increases your productivity and it's fast and reliable. You may ask me, Krishna, when you are talking too much about Rails, can you show me some real-time examples? Yes. So the things we are using in day-to-day life like Yellow Pages, Twitter, SlideShare, Shopify, and GitHub. Have you worked with GitHub?
Yes, yes, I have worked with GitHub. Yeah.
Yeah, version control. Everything is written in Rails, okay? So
Yeah.
the testing tools like Cucumber, everything is just written in Ruby programming language. So everything is related with Ruby and then Rails, okay? So in our daily life, we are using these kind of Rails application without our knowledge, okay? So this is very, very important. And the companies all around the world like Amazon, CNET, Capgemini, IBM, Oracle, NASA, Yahoo, Siemens, Electronic Arts, Oakley, CTS, Cognizant, everyone is using Ruby on Rails. Of course, I am working with CTS and Oracle, okay? So
Okay.
as I'm working as a SME for them. So what I'm trying to say is they are using, so that is, I am one of the witness, okay? They are using that,
Yeah, okay.
okay? I'm not listing anything here for name shake. It's true, okay? Everyone is using Rails in their internal applications as well as their web application for maintaining their employee database. Like that, they are inside. They are using their Ruby on Rails, okay? So Oracle, as many one will be Oracle. Who told you Oracle is using? Because Oracle base thing is Ruby only. So their learning platform is entirely depending on Ruby, and this course, everything I'm taking for this Oracle. So I'm designing their syllabus. So that's why I'm telling. I can surely tell these companies are using Ruby on Rails for their internal applications. Okay, so you should know that. Okay, anyway, so these are the highlights you need to know about how Ruby on Rails is having unknown sites. Okay, so the unknown sites of Ruby on Rails are these things. Okay, so in India as well, we are using, lots of companies are using Ruby on Rails. Okay, so like TCS, CTS, HCL, Satyam, IBM, Accenture, Lister, Circle, but these things are not sufficient for you. I mean, not necessary for you. I'm just telling you, it's having in India also is having high demand in the market. Okay, but people don't know about these things. We don't know means the clarity, and some people who's having some years of experience, like 7 to 10 years, will be having the idea to learn this. But the freshers will be always looking to .NET or Java or the PHP, because in India that reaching of this Rails is somewhat low. Okay, so
Okay.
that's a reason why it's not much familiar with within this Indian developers. But still, lots of I mean, lots of project managers and then lots of team leaders know about this Rails very well, and they don't know how to work on this, so they are learning lots of things from me. Okay, so as I'm taking different classes for different students, I'm telling you this in India as well. I'm taking not only in India, people all around the world, from UK, Australia and Singapore, who all the students who is having proper knowledge on web development, they are surely having idea about Rails. Okay, so people
Okay.
like you are choosing this course. Okay, anyway, so this, in this course content, sorry, I just show you the exact course content, and I will share it with Swaroop also. He will be
Okay.
forwarding it to you. Right now I'm just giving you the just outline of the course. You can see
Okay.
that. So this is the outline of the course we are going to learn. So I am sure you will be having some idea about this course from what, maybe as you are having some knowledge already.
Mm.
So you can have the idea, but in depth we will be talking about in-depth topics as well. Okay.
Okay.
So this training period will go for 30 hours. Okay. 25 hours
Okay.
theory, 5 hours one real-time project. Okay. That is the idea.
Okay.
Okay, 25 hours theoretical part means it's not anything like PPT or anything. I will do everything on hands-on. Okay, you will be
Okay.
having daily sessions, and you will be having daily assignments. Weekly test will be there, online test will be there, and you will be doing a real-time project. So these are the things. So I will show everything by sharing the screen and doing it real-time. Offline, you need to do the same kind of assignments by yourself. Okay, so that
Okay.
is the thing. And if you're having any doubts on any topic, you can interrupt me anytime and you can ask questions. Once you have clarified with the topic, we can move forward. Not an
Okay.
issue. Still, if you are having any doubts on the previous day topic, we can resolve the topic as you understand, and it's, if you said okay, then we can move to the next topic. Okay. So these are the things I want to tell you. And one more thing, we will provide the recording option as well. Okay,
Okay.
so you can record the session and you can even store it as a movie. If you, after taking this course for I mean, after taking this course as well, when you're going for your job, if you want to recall particular topic, you can play that particular movie file anytime and you can use that resource. Okay, so these kind
Okay.
of advantages are there. I will give you online reference as well. Ebook things will be coming to your inbox, and you can record the session by yourself. Everything will be uploaded to the Google Drive, so it will be available for you anytime. Okay,
Okay.
resources will be available for you anytime. Okay, and yeah, and if everyday assignments will be there, weekend test will be there. It may be written test or online test, and
Okay.
finally you complete a real-time project which will go for 5 hours. See, with tutor 5 hours, without tutor you can sit and work for long time. As long as you can work on that. Okay,
Okay.
with tutor you will be spending 30 hours. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so in this topic we will be covering about the introduction about Ruby Rails and the architecture part, MVC, philosophy, Rails, how the Ruby and Rails are different, installation of the Rails on Windows, because as learning part we are going to do that in Windows. If you want to use it on Mac or some other OS as well, I will give you the instruction, not an issue. Okay, and we will be talking about the directory structure, configuration, and instant startup with the scaffolding. I think you will be doing scaffolding, right?
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
Scaffolding or direct one? Okay,
Only
whatever it is, we can
scaffolding.
talk about that. Yeah, scaffolding. That is a basic quick application. Okay.
Yes.
So after that, we will be jumping into Ruby, because without Ruby, you cannot able to write your Rails code. Okay. So we will jump into Ruby. In this Ruby, you will be talking about object orientation concept, Ruby names, methods, classes, modules, arrays, hashes, control structures, blocks, iterators, ranges, method, mixin string, fixed num, exception operators. These are very, very important Ruby topics you need to see. See, it's a combination of three courses, Saiju.
Mm.
So, thing is Ruby, okay, and then HTML front-end parts, and then this particular Rails. So, it's a combination of three courses. You should know that value of the course. That's why I'm telling. So,
Okay.
after getting enough knowledge on Ruby, we will be jump again back to Rails, and we will be talking about the backend database in detail. So tables, classes, columns, primary key, CRUD operations, migrations, relationship between tables, validations, callbacks, query interfacing. So once you completed that, we will be getting back to the controller part in detail. Okay, it will be talking about routing, RESTful, URLs, filters, session, cookies, parameters, that kind of controller middleman in detail. After that, we will be talking about the action view, that is nothing but the front end. So we will be talking about templates, how to link the things, how the form is working, and the layout integration. We will be talking about all the stuffs. Once we completed the MVC in detail, we will be talking about the mailer, how you can send emails from your applications. Okay, after that we will be talking about Ruby gems. Ruby gems are very important in Rails application. So we will be talking about important Ruby gems, and we will be seeing some real-time examples. So after that, finally we will move to the production. So if you are already working on JIT, you should know how to use with Heroku. Have you used Heroku
Yes.
already?
Yes, yes, I used to deploy my projects on Heroku.
Yeah, then we will be covering that as well in our application, because deployment and production is very, very important. Okay,
Mm.
so whatever application you are working, that is okay, but moving to the launch is very, very important. Okay,
Okay.
and if we find time and if we want to make a recall of these things, we will be having SQL basics recall, HTML and JavaScript stuffs. Okay, and I will share you some video tutorials after completing this 25 hours course. So after completing this 25 hours course, you need to take one online test. Okay, in that
Okay.
online test, if you are scoring enough marks, I will give you 5 hours of video tutorial for free, because that those are advanced topics. Okay,
Okay.
so those advanced topics are not listed in this syllabus. So if you are clearing that particular online test with good score, and I will be giving you that 5 hours of video after completing that online session. I will send you the links for that to follow. You can download the video, and you can see, it's not anything belongs to any resource, it's my own video. I have
Okay.
recorded on my own. Okay, so I will give you that 5 advanced syllabus course, 5 hours, 5 videos, not 5 hours, 5 videos on extra topics which are advanced related to Rails. Okay,
Okay.
so I view that as well. Okay, and as per the instructions, we will be having this test at week 1. You need to write a written test. Week 2, you need to take the online. So as you are completing the online, we will be talking about the free videos. So after that, we will be having week 3 and week 4 test. So you will be having the written test. So you will be doing daily simple assignments, and you will be developing a mini project. Okay, so as you are already working on some real-time one project, you know that how to do that. So anyway, we will do a mini project as well as one real-time project. Okay, so this is the overall idea how we are going to proceed, right? So totally 25 hours of theory part and 5 hours of one real-time project. Okay, so these are the things. So in conclusion, so if you are learning this course, I can tell you, whenever you are learning this course, it is equivalent to have Java or PHP or whatever you are having in other web development. If you are learning Ruby and Rails, you can able to become a web developer very quickly, and you can able to develop your own web applications on very short time. Okay, so that is the big stuff you should understand. Okay, anyway, no problem. So if you have any queries, you can let me know.
Mm. No question. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, fine.
Mm.
So okay, no problem. So tell your feedback to Swarup. If you want to
Sure.
start the classes, when you will be available, morning time or evening time?
I'm available anytime, like morning to evening, because I just finished my graduation, so I'm free now.
Okay, so no problem. Okay, no problem. So I will let you know once you confirm. I can tell you which time will be suitable for me because I'm having some ongoing batches. That's why. Okay. So I will check
Okay.
with Swaroop and I will let you know. Okay.
Sure, sure. That'd be great.
Okay. Okay. Swaroop, that's it from my side. Swaroop. Swaroop, are you there? I think he is on mute.
Yes. Yeah.
Swaroop, are you there? Okay, no problem. I will talk to him. Okay, just tell your
Okay.
feedback.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
Shaishu. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Nice meeting. Nice talking to you.